Hello, my name's Tom Pope. I'm a lecturer in entomology at Harper Adams University, and today I'd like to talk about vine weevil. Weevils are a particular family of beetles, a very large family of beetles. In fact, there are over 40,000 species of weevil known to science, and vine weevil are just one of those species. But vine weevil will help us today to look at some of the features that characterize all weevils. So weevils start off life as the larvae, the immature stage, and they go through several stages of development, but each stage has a soft white body. They don't have any legs, but they have well-developed jaws for feeding on plants. They don't need any legs because in the case of the vine weevil, they live in the soil and they feed on the roots of plants, so they use their strong jaws to feed on the roots of plants, whereas other weevils actually burrow inside the plant and feed right inside the plant. So again, they have the strong jaws for feeding on the plant, but they don't need any legs for walking around. Once the weevil has finished its development, just like the caterpillar pupating into the butterfly, so the weevil pupates into the adult weevil. And because the larvae looks nothing like the adult weevil, they go through in the pupal stage something called metamorphosis, where they completely change their body shape and their form. So the adult weevil, unlike the larvae, has a hard body, has an exoskeleton that protects it from the environment and predators, for example, and unlike the larvae, they have 3 pairs of legs which are used to walk around. The head of the weevil is slightly elongated into a snout and has strong jaws on the end of the snout, which again it uses to feed on plants. In the case of the vine weevil, it feeds on these plants at night, because the vine weevil adults are nocturnal, so often we don't see them unless we're out at night looking for the weevils feeding on the plants. During the day, the vine weevil hide away under leaves or under plant pots, and really interestingly, the weevils often group together in these hiding places, and we call this aggregation, but we don't know how they do this, what mechanism they use to find each other to all gather together in a good place to hide. So vine weevil are a really important insect because although they originate in Europe, they've since spread to many parts of the world. And in fact, now are found in America, Australia, and Japan. But weevils can't fly. Their wing cases are fused together, and so they have to walk from one area to another. And so weevils haven't actually walked all the way to America, for example, from Europe. Instead, they've been transported as we grow plants in one part of the world and sell those plants to another part of the world. Sometimes the weevil larva, living in the soil feeding on the roots of the plant, gets transported as well. And that's important because weevils are important pests of crops we like to eat, like strawberries, as well as plants we like to grow in the garden, some nice flowering plants. So it's really important when we grow plants in one part of the world that we're careful that we don't accidentally transport pest insects to new parts of the world. So weevils, and vine weevil in particular, as you can see, can be important pests, but I hope you'll also agree they're really fascinating insects as well.